Hey guys, I wanted to hop on here and the topic of the day for us to discuss home prices. Prices. This is what everyone wants to talk about. This is what people want to know. This is the juicy stuff. Buyers want to know, are prices gonna come down? Sellers obviously want to know that too. And we have some information. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I can share with you some information and data, some market indicators. And it's anytime you're investigating stuff like this, it's like you kind of follow that little trail of data and information to see where it's leading. And we can speculate and give an informed forecast of where things might be headed. So let's take a look at a couple things. This is from our local market. I'm going to throw up this screenshot for you guys to see, and this is just from today. So this is like 24, 48 hours. And I've underlined these in red so you can see it. 27 homes just in the last day or two that have had price reductions. So again, prices, sellers putting their house on the market and not getting what they're asking. Not only are they not getting 10 offers over asking, all cash, no contingencies, like all the nonsense that we've been seeing for the last couple of years, they're not getting anything. They're not getting any bites. They're not getting many showings, which again is an indication that demand has been slipping, which is happening everywhere, all over the country. So this is not exclusive to us in Shasta County. The next one I underlined on here, that is the homes that are back on the market. Homes that fell out of escrow, they were in escrow and they fell out of escrow, which I touched on my last video. I said we're seeing an increase in that happening in our local market, and I think it's a national trend because this morning I was just reading this article, and I digest this stuff every single morning. I'm reading, digesting, absorbing, learning, growing, researching, so that I can be good at my job and help people navigate, really difficult, huge financial situations. So I was reading an article this morning. It's just funny. Redfin had just come out and released a statement basically saying that the number of buyers that are backing out of escrows and falling out of contract is happening at the highest rate since the pandemic, and it's actually been happening at a higher rate. And this is a national statement. So there's obviously, different geographical regions where it's happening at a higher rate, but they're just looking at the whole, real estate market in general in this country, and they're like, there are more cancellations and buyers backing out at a higher rate than we've seen in a long time. Home builders are seeing the same thing. People that got in contract, yeah, let's build a brand new home, and then they're like, yeah, no, just kidding, backing out. And so even home builders, I'm seeing some of those price reductions we're seeing. If you open that up and look at what homes are reducing their prices, there were like 6 or 7 brand new construction homes that were on that list that are reducing their price. So that seems accurate to what we're seeing locally as well. And that's something to pay attention to. So one of the things I just wanted to point out, a lot of times people are just like, well, homes are not $100,000 less than they were yesterday, so I don't think the market's changing. Housing markets don't work that way. You don't, have bad news and then tomorrow, your neighbor's house is 50,000 less. It doesn't work that way. The stock market can tend to operate that way sometimes. You'll get a bad report on GDP, which is coming up, something to pay attention to as well. And then you'll have an immediate response from the stock market. We'll fall off a cliff tomorrow, if we end up getting bad earnings reports, or the Fed comes out and says something, hey, we're going to raise rates, and then the market reacts immediately. The housing market doesn't work that way. It doesn't just fall off a cliff. That's not how it happens. We have this out of balance, demand is through the roof, supply is all-time low, which created the frenzy we have. And now we're seeing this gradual, shift that's accelerating where demand is going down and the supply is going up. And so prices are slowing down, and we're starting to see it hit prices a bit, but not in a really super significant way yet. When things start hitting prices, that typically happens when you have a balance of power shift where you have supply really high through the roof, tons of homes for sale, and then demand really low. So there's, for sellers and homes on the market, there's tons of competition. There's an abundance of homes for buyers to pick and choose from. So, a seller puts their house on the market, and a month later, or 2 months later, 3 months later, they have no offers. They're not really getting many showings. And then eventually, over time, those sellers are going to realize, hey, there's no demand for my house at $500,000 anymore. So I have to either take my house off the market and decide not to sell, or I need to lower my price, bring my price down to a number that is appealing to the limited number of buyers that are in the market looking to purchase right now. But that process takes time. For one, we have to go from all-time high demand, all-time low supply. We have to get to supply up here, demand down here, before you're really going to start seeing like alarming changes in prices that will get people's attention. For now, 2, 3, 4, 5%, price reductions, that's not, making headlines or getting anyone's attention, and no one's sounding the alarm. But once you get here where it's like supplies through the roof, demand is just not what it used to be, and it's not really there, then you're gonna see that start hitting prices. And once it starts hitting prices, it typically accelerates like a snowball running downhill. So just wanted to share that information with you guys, because that is kind of the hot button topic. Prices. That's what everyone wants to know. Our price is going down. Our price is going to go down. No one can say with 100% certainty, but again, there is enough information, data that we can look at to say, it looks like this balance of power between supply and demand is shifting in the opposite direction. And historically, when that happens, typically prices go down. It's basic supply and demand. The more demand you have for something and the limited supply of it, the value of whatever that is goes up. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, gold, silver, the dollar, it doesn't matter. It goes up. Well, the opposite is true. The less demand you have for something and abundance of supply, the value of whatever that thing is typically tends to go down. So that's just basic economic 101, and that's how the housing market typically operates as well. So I wanted to just share that with you guys. Again, how does that affect you if you're sitting on a house contemplating selling? How does this affect you? It affects your bottom dollar. You sell today, there's a chance you're going to make more money selling it today than a year from now, when we may be knee deep in a recession. So if you guys want to talk about that, how that affects you, buyers, sellers, let me know. I'd love to chat with you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.